The sun's setting in OC Great Park. Welcome to Irvine and Championship Soccer Stadium. The 2021 USL Championship winner, Orange County, in a rough bit of form tonight on a Wednesday night. The lone game, it picks up the spotlight. Sacramento Republic pay a visit, the winners in 2014. Joined by former MLS goalkeeper Jeff Attanella, Mike Watts on hand. Look at the IPA Physio Western Conference standings. Sacramento unimpeded atop the standings with a game in hand. Orange County is in the cellar alongside Las Vegas. For this Orange County side, Jeff, 4 losses in their last 5 games. Turn it around soon or the season could slip away.
You're absolutely right there. And tonight's a great opportunity. You have the best team in the league coming into your house. You have an opportunity to turn the season around, get 3 big points at home, swing the momentum, and really make a statement to the league that you're moving forward and you're trending in the right direction.
10 goals conceded in these last 5 games, 2 of which have come under the helm of a new manager, welcoming in interim head coach Morten Carlson. Take a look at the comparison between these teams. The obvious, Sacramento hasn't lost yet. Also obvious, goals conceded, Sacramento 6 better than any other team in the league.
The best team in the league right now running, and if you're Orange County, you got to know these things coming into it. You know the test is going to be strong, but you have a new coach. You want to impress a new coach. You want to play well under his lead. And tonight, like I said, it's a huge opportunity for Orange County to really make a statement to the rest of the Western Conference.
And it's an important game for a player like Milan Olaski, the Omega Accounting player to watch. If Orange County is to turn it around, it's last year's Golden Boot winner, right?
The team goes as he goes, and if he has a big night tonight, then Orange County is going to find success. This is a big challenge for him. He's playing against the best team in the league. Look for him to be on the ball. Look for him to be creating chances and really making a difference for Orange County tonight.
All the while, Russell Cicerone, second leading goal scorer in the championship. The hat trick last time out helped.
Orange County has to have an eye on him anytime he's around the ball and anytime he's making runs. He's dangerous in front of net. He's clinical. If you give him a little bit of space in front of the net, he's going to put the ball in the back of it. So you have to be aware of where he is at all times and know that he's a big problem if you're Orange County.
Last 76 games in the league, he has scored 36 goals. So Cicerone and the Republic ready to take on Olaski and Orange County. Got lineups and kickoff on the other side of the break. OCSC look for their second win of the campaign. It's a Golden State rivalry renewed when we return to Irvine.
From north to south,
east to west,
from Laguna Beach to Irvine,
de Buena Park a San Clemente,
and all 34 cities in between.
For the last 10 years, this has been
Orange County's own
entertainment, community,
Campeones, Colors,
Crest, Pro Soccer Club.
Orange County's own Community Kit.
A few years ago, I was making cabinets and somebody gave this idea like, hey, why don't you make your beautiful doors to fit IKEA cabinets?
You know, we care about everything that goes into making a door or a panel or a cabinet. Designing a kitchen or even remodeling it, it's a difficult process. We're here to kind of bridge that gap between the vision and realizing that goal.
We're able to make everything in-house, handmade, handcrafted, beautiful product.
Here in Irvine, there's something for everyone. You can satisfy your sweet tooth here or here. Cool off with freshly picked berries or catch some rays. Get some post-worthy views or rock out with your friends. Raise your adrenaline or just relax. It's master planned with you in mind. Irvine awaits.
This match is presented by Hoag, the official hospital and healthcare partner of OCSC. By Omega Accounting Solutions, your ERC and tax specialist today, your trusted advisor tomorrow. And by Northgate Market, every visit has a story. Welcome to Irvine, everybody. It is Orange County ready to take on Sacramento Republic with Jeff Antonella, Mike Watts. Here is the Kimco Staffing starting lineup for Morton Carlson, the interim head coach. How about some interim staffing? 5 changes.
It's a good opportunity tonight on a Wednesday night to have new players in the lineup. Maybe they can make a statement for their new coach, earn themselves some more playing time in that starting 11. Big opportunity with big changes coming into this lineup.
Including the goalkeeper, Colin Shuttler. Meanwhile, for Mark Briggs, he's made 5 changes coming off their Open Cup defeat last week. Ross LaGrassa, Lewis, Desmond Viader.
They say if it's not broke, don't fix it, but this is the different approach from Sacramento tonight. Again, it's a midweek game. You have games littered around the weekends. Good opportunity for guys to get minutes. You got some fresh legs out there with a good opportunity on the road against Orange County.
Orange County hoping tonight they can turn the tide. Mark Briggs and Sacramento have been clear they will not underestimate this Orange County side, one that pulled down the trophy 2 short years ago. There's the opening whistle. Here we go. It's the second of 2 games on this Wednesday night in the championship. It is Orange County hosting undefeated Sacramento Republic. Up and away by Chata. Launched up by Dogman. Brought down by McNulty. This is Olaski. Milan Olaski trying to curl. He got taken out at the end and nothing from the referee. Let's show you tonight's injury report. It's brought to you by Zolfagari Law. Sacramento Republic still without their talismanic captain. Roro Lopez is out for the foreseeable future. Good news, there is the return of Marcus Knockham for Orange County, but among Bjorshul, Fox, among those missing here tonight. Daniel Peterson is available off the bench tonight as well for Orange County. Could be a much-needed boost in midfield for the home side. Comes down to Gurr. Sent out by Powers. Let's take a look at our keys to the game. They're brought to you by Afters Ice Cream. Get organized, Orange County.
Orange County, if they're organized defensively in their block, they want to keep the game in front of them. They've talked about that with their coaches. Keep the game in front of you. You know that Sacramento is dangerous on the ball. They're dangerous in the attack. Can they stay organized and create opportunities for Sacramento further away from the goal so that they're not getting behind?
All the while for Sacramento, if you impose your will tonight, especially from the jump, you could turn this into the runaway of your dreams.
You know if you're Sacramento coming into this game, that you're the top dog in the league. You're playing against an opponent that sits well below you in the standings. Can you impose your will from the opening whistle and make it hard for Orange County to even get a chance to get themselves into this game? You don't want to give them much hope coming into this one because it's a game that on paper you should win. Can they press that early? Can they really impose their will in this game, especially here in the first 20 minutes?
9-match unbeaten run to start the year. There's the record for Sacramento. 6 wins, 3 draws, and top of the USL Championship standings with a game in hand in the Western Conference over all their nearest rivals. Attempt to clip that through by Cicerone, and Sacramento charging into the final third. Angling and getting a shot away. Shuttler called upon right off the bat. And that's Damia Viader, the outside back.
Shuttler's going to have a busy night ahead of him tonight. You're hoping that he can make some big saves to keep his team in the game, but that's what we're talking about early. With Orange County, you want to be behind the ball. They had a player step out. Sacramento makes the run in behind. They get a good look on their net. Can they be patient in their defending? Because when you're organizing a block, especially if you're sitting a little bit lower trying to keep the game in front of you, it's all about not stepping out at the wrong time and creating those gaps for Sacramento. You saw it there. Player steps out. Player runs behind, gets a shot on goal. They have to stay disciplined, they have to stay organized, and especially, you don't talk about it much on defense, but you have to stay patient in that block, and don't mind Sacramento having the ball passing around in front of you.
You saw Morton Carlson there, the interim head coach who took over for Richard Chaplow less than 2 weeks ago. This runs too far. It'll be a goal kick. That was his big message to us. I thought it was interesting. He asked, what would success mean? Big part of it is having a structure on all levels of the field. Whether you win or lose, that's a mark of a progression.
It is. So that the mark of a team, especially if you're starting from the front to the back when you're organizing defensively, is how balanced are you defensively when Sacramento has the ball. Are you forcing them to one side? Are you staying in your spots? Are you staying in your passing lanes? Are you staying disciplined? Where it creates opportunities where you could turn them over and catch them on the counter. And one of the focal points that he talked about offensively was, you've already seen 3 or 4 times already, getting Sacramento playing the ball over the top and making runs off the top and trying to step up their back line and step up those defensive blocks a little bit higher up the field so that you're not sitting on top of your 18 the entire night. And I think that if they can stay organized, especially with the new coach, all these lineup changes, it'll be a sign that they're buying into what's going on and they're really disciplined as a team.
Villadare powering forward. Villadare takes over, tried to return it. Spinning and laid off for LaGrassa. Toward Lewis. And a tap from behind by Ross. Free kick conceded. Hey fans, Cabanas are back again for the 2023 OCSC season. Don't miss out on all the fun. Maybe there's some fun to be had here for McNulty. McNulty touches off Olaski! Milan Olaski! No one shot the ball more than him in the league this year. Now he's hit pay dirt. 1-0, 5 minutes in.
Absolute dream start for Orange County. We just talked about a big ball over the top. Herrera does a good job. He's patient. He looks to take on the defender. Milan Olaski, the player to watch, steps up right in the middle of the field. No doubt about it. Nothing the goalkeeper could do here. It takes a little bit of deflection off the defender. But we talked about this earlier. Strong in their block, long ball over the top. Herrera is patient on the ball. He takes on his defender, waits for his runners to come. And here comes last year's Golden Boot winner coming up the middle of the field with a good look on net. Absolute dream start for Orange County. Exactly how you would draw something like this up.
Last 7 games in which Milan Olaski has scored, Orange County has won.
Those are good odds. Those are good odds.
And they lead 1-0 6 minutes into the game. If anything, he's done it too soon. That's only the 4th goal conceded now in the 10th game played by the Republic in the league. To be fair, the Open Cup, a totally different story. Gave up 4 against an amateur side. Crossfire gave up 4 more against the Rapids in a game where they pulled themselves back from 2-0 down. Suffered a red card late, conceded the 4th. This will be a free kick for Sacramento.
This is going to be an early test of everything that we just talked about if you're Orange County. Now you have the 1-0 lead. Being in that block now is more important. I don't think that you're going to be able to ride out against a team like Sacramento at a 1-0 lead, especially scoring this early. But now that you're excited, now that you have the league, all the momentum's on your side, can you stay disciplined in this moment and keep catching Sacramento when they're pressing and when they're stepping?
Jack Gurr over the ball. 2 goals, 2 assists on the season. Didn't clear the first defender in the bunch. Zico Lewis. Gurr. Lobbed along for McNulty. Contact from Wheat. A smirk from Mark McNulty. This is just his 2nd start since joining the team. He's played over 400 games. A lengthy career that most recently ran through Reading in England. Oh, nearly brilliant. Knockham cut it out. LaGrassa.
Now in this moment, if you're Sacramento, we talked about imposing their will early. The exact opposite has happened, okay? How do you respond now? Now that Orange County is going to be a little bit more secure in their block with that 1-0 lead, what can you do to break down a team that's defending in their block like this? You had a couple of opportunities early. They caught you on the counter. That's exactly what Orange County is looking to do. So if you're Sacramento, how can you now figure out how to break down this block, especially when you're chasing a goal early in the game?
Orange County charging into that setback of 5 when Sacramento falls into a defensive shape. That'll be a throw for OCSC. That's Lamb. First start, got 22 minutes in. The right back played last year for LA Galaxy 2. That's turned over, so it's Scott. Lamb returns. Kyle Scott forced away by Lee Desmond, who's earned his first start in nearly 10 months since an Achilles injury late in that Open Cup run for Sacramento last year that led them to the final. Herrera, keeper Shuttler got knocked down, so it's Lewis! That was catastrophic from Orange County, and the fact they're not punished is miraculous.
Shuttler, anytime that you're receiving the ball, you have to be a little bit more careful with your feet. He takes his first touch, thinks he has it under control. First touch gets a little bit away from him. When you're dealing with that type of pressure, especially as a goalkeeper, you have to be very mindful of your touches. He tries to get a little bit cute. Sometimes the easiest way to play it is just route one, long ball over the top. He gets a little bit cute, but he dodges a bullet, which as a member of the goalkeeper union, you don't want to see a goalkeeper going down like that. But he does dodge a bullet there. Anytime that you're taking touches, he takes his touch, he picks his head up to see where the attacker is, loses a little bit of control over that first touch, and it almost cost him big time there. And if you're Orange County, something like that could have really hurt the momentum that you had, but fortunately for the goalkeeper union, you dodge a bullet. But if you're Shuttler, you got to be a little bit more careful with the ball at your feet, especially if you're playing that high to your goal into that type of pressure.
Angling toward the line, Gurr plays it down. Jeff, I'm sure you've been on both sides of it. The one where you're getting every game and the one where you're waiting for the better part of 2 months to get back into a competitive match. If you're Shuttler, you start the opener against Louisville. Cody Cropper arrives late, dealt with an injury in preseason. All of a sudden, you're on the bench for 9 games straight. Then you're thrust back in here against the top scoring offense in the championship. I imagine there's a little bit of nerves to that, but some serious rust.
There is. So getting yourself back up to game speed, especially in a game like this when you're going against the best team in the league. For a moment, you score the early goal, and the first thing that goes through your head, at least this is what would go through my head, is, okay, if I keep a shutout, now we're going to win.
Yep.
If I keep the shutout, we're going to win. So immediately you kind of internalize that pressure a little bit, but luckily Shuttler here dodges the bullet, but maybe that'll be a little bit of a wake-up call. Sometimes I always feel like getting the first touch out of the way. Goalkeepers make mistakes. Sometimes people recognize the mistakes. Sometimes people don't recognize the mistakes, but internally you know if it was a mistake or not. Getting that first mistake out of the way is an important thing to settling yourself back down and getting into the game. He had a good first early save, but I think that is a little bit of a wake-up call. Maybe he's playing a little bit coy, being a little bit more too relaxed, trying to give off that he's not nervous at all. But I know whenever I'm playing against a good team, especially in a moment where you're getting your opportunity, we haven't played a long time, you go up 1-0 early, and the first thing that goes through your head is, all right, if I keep this shutout, we're in good hands. So hopefully he's dealing with a little bit of pressure, but at the same time, I think that at this level, any type of pressure that you're dealing with is a good thing because you kind of get to see how you're going to play under these types of elements.
Off the turn, it's Scott maintaining for Orange County. Ball splitting the center backs. Saves Saldana, and he reaches up and plucks it down. Well, this game's been perhaps far more open than we could have anticipated.
Big save there by the goalkeeper. Incredible ball in there by Dogman. One touch over the top of the defenders, catch the runner behind. Goalkeeper does a good job of coming off of his back line, keeping himself big, which is hard for the forwards. They look up, they see a big object in front of them, they see a big goalkeeper. They try to find the corners, but you look up and you see that big red jersey. Good job by the goalkeeper staying high, but an incredible ball there by Dogman.
Wheat playing central forward from Ross. This is good, dribbling through pressure from Scott. It's Oloski. He's got a taste for goal already. He goes down. Referee says it's the ball. Well, that had to be right, or Orange County has some lethal free kick takers.
Great run there by Oloski. Held on to it a little bit too much. He had some runners going around the corner, but when you have a player like that with the ball on the dribble and he wants to create something, you let him do what he wants to do. Great run in there. Unlucky not to get a foul call, unlucky not to get a little bit of something, but early on, Orange County is taking it to Sacramento, especially on the counterattack. So great run there. Would have liked to see him slip that ball wide to create an opportunity for his teammate, but when you have a player that has an eye for the goal, you kind of let him do his thing, and that's what he was going for there.
34 shots now in 10 games from Milan Oloski. And he's not done yet today. I'm sure of that.
No, I think that he heard our keys to the game. He's taking it to heart, and so far he's been very dangerous with the ball at his feet.
Smart man, knows who to listen to. Let's take a look back at the save a moment ago by Saldana that kept this county line coalition a little quiet.
It starts with a great ball by Dogman. Great run in behind. He does a good job of keeping himself high off of his line. Through ball comes in, keeps himself big. And on the replay, Oloski here, a little bit of nifty dribbling, a little bit unlucky not to get that foul call, especially a player of his caliber, but nifty dribbling there as well. And we're seeing some early opportunities for Orange County, and if they can make the most of it, they're going to put Sacramento in a tough spot.
You just saw Oloski and Gurr. I'm not sure that that's water under the bridge, but there is peace for current time. It was Oloski on the second effort. It was Nielsen who tried to lob Saldana. Who's hardly gotten a chance to play as well. Both teams made 5 changes. That is most in any game so far in the league this season for each team.
That's an important save for Saldana as well. I know the first shot that he faces goes in. As a goalkeeper, you always want to get that first touch on the ball. When the first shot goes into the back of your net, I've dealt with that a few times. It's always hard to kind of shake that off, but it took a deflection, not much he could do. And then in the follow-up to save a breakaway like that and keep your game in it, that's huge for confidence.
Ball flicked back by Cicerone, so it's Viadair. Lewis! That got blocked and eventually escapes for a corner. That was a filthy ball in from Damia Viadair.
Great ball in here. Ball gets swung wide. Great defending here at the last-ditch defending. As a goalkeeper, you always love when your players are willing to sacrifice their body. Big-time block there. Probably prevented a goal. Great ball across. Keeps himself big. Good sliding challenge. Out for a corner, but good build-up play by Sacramento to get the ball wide and whip it back in.
Knock him the block. And a corner for Sacramento. Shuttler and nearly soared over him. He punches it away with one fist. LaGrassa, round Scott.
Orange County dealing with a little bit of wave of pressure here. They're going to have to do some big-time defending in the box.
Now LaGrassa give it away. Nickname Lala came because there were so many Matts on his youth soccer team that he just became Lala.
They went with Lala?
Yep.
I can see how Matt translates to Lala.
Well, LaGrassa does.
That's true.
Yeah. The Matt part, I think, they just got stuck. I don't know who the other Matts were, but apparently Lala was the easiest one to come up with.
That's a fun nickname.
Why not?
Matt 1, 2, Matt 1, Matt 2, Matt 3, Matt 4 wasn't working anymore?
No, it's similar to a certain famous boxer who had, 5 kids, 5 boys, all with the same name.
I don't think I know that boxer.
George Foreman?
All right, there you go.
It was his name, if it was unclear.
I figured that much.
No, it was Mike Tyson Foreman. No. This ball out to midfield and a little push from Seth Kasipli. Ross wins a free kick for Sacramento. Kasipli back in his mustachioed glory. First start of the season. Orange County SC back here at the Champ Saturday, May 20th. Community night. Phoenix Rising in town. presented by True Path Loans. Match kicks off 7 Pacific here at the Champ. Tickets available orangecountysoccer.com/tickets. Spoke with Chad Remedy a bit in the front office for Orange County about all they plan to do on that occasion. Community night. They've got 7 local community partners taking part. That was a quick restart. May well be to Orange County's detriment. So much of the talk from Orange County was, can we match the level of energy and intensity and intent that we had against San Diego? And to this point, it feels like they have.
Early goals help that, right? Especially if you score an early goal. The energy is going to be high. You're going to get that boost of confidence. But like you said, he wanted his team to compete. He wanted to see a team that could play with Sacramento, a team that was organized, and a team that was working together. And so far through 20 minutes, they've had the better of play. They're taking advantage of their opportunities to get the ball over the top. They've been organized. They're doing some good last-ditch defending. And so far, everything the coach has said he wanted to see out of this game and out of his team tonight, we've seen it through the first 20 minutes. Can they extend it for the rest of the game? That's going to be the big question. But if you're the coach in the first 20 minutes, you're happy with everything that you're seeing out of Orange County so far.
Well, they got their fastest goal of the season. For the 4th time, they grabbed the opening goal. A win, a loss, and a draw in the previous 3. Dogman forces it out. Jack Gurr back. Select is the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship, many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit select-sport.com. The latest Select products, specials, and more at Select, the player's choice. Gurr. Hold up by Donovan. Gurr, right place, right time, got around Dogman. And there's Lamb. Zico Lewis not done yet. Backstop through LaGrassa.
That's a good job there by Orange County. You could tell anytime that a player steps out that they have another player covering and filling into the gap. There was a moment there in that transitional buildup where a player steps out from the midfield, he starts chasing the ball. The forward is the one that's pulling him back, saying, come back, we're not going to press, we're not going to step too high, we don't want to get disorganized. They pull him back, the forward steps into his role, into that block, and then they were a little bit late on to win that high ball there, but they had the player there. They've had people in the right spots for everything that Sacramento is looking to do so far, and that's kind of the sign of what you're talking about when the coach says, I want to see a team that's on the same page, I want to see a team that's working together. Midfielder steps, forward covers for him, pulls the midfielder back when the midfielder decides that he wants to start pressing a little bit, gets him back into that block so that they can stay organized.
Kasipley has the overlap. That's what Lamb can or now can't do with it. Desmond. Herrera. Whoa, yellow card to knock him. Well, that's an early decision from the referee. Knockham really hadn't gotten all that involved.
This is a fair challenge from Knockham. Of course, it's a foul. He steps on his back. A little bit late after the play, but for your first foul, 20 minutes into the game, that's a tough yellow card. Maybe he's trying to send a message. The ref is trying to send a little bit of a message there that he's not going to take anything late, but at the same time, that's a good hard step. Center back stepping to the center forward. Those are the types of things you see all the time where I think a yellow card there is a little bit harsh.
SoCal Gas yellow card to knock him first to either team tonight. Pressure's coming for Saldana. Good from Kasimpli. A dogged approach. McNulty. Spun off Viadair. Olaski. Ball flick back here. Again, the referee signals Sacramento got the ball. Whoa, Shuttler. Way out of the picture.
Good job there by Shuttler reading the play. He sees the through ball, a dangerous opportunity, but a good build-up by Sacramento. He wins the ball, continues his run. Shuttler does a good job there. It's a little bit high out of his net. Clearly, earlier we saw that he had the ball at his feet, high out of his goal. He likes to play high off his line. And if the team is stepping and they need him to cover those spaces, then he does a good job there winning that through ball, eliminating a dangerous opportunity.
Ball through from Kasimpli. It's Olaski. Rolls it back, McNulty. It was impeded by Donovan en route.
They have the right idea. Good quick ball out of the midfield. Pick their head up. They find the space behind the lines, which is something we talked about earlier. Olaski finds the late runner. Maybe not the perfect ball. Maybe 1-2 touch. You would have liked to hit that first time if you're the forward, but good build. It's a good counter-attacking play. They said that they want to get behind the lines. They want to play quick balls and get behind the lines. Olaski's making a good run. He lays the ball off. Wasn't perfect. Would have liked to see a first-time hit out of that because you're dealing with a lot of pressure, but that's the game plan if you're Orange County. Quick balls in behind, organized defensively, try to create your opportunities on that type of counter.
Well, that's a dangerous ball down the line. Viadair. Support from Lewis. The return, Cicerone. Appeals in all directions. It is a corner. You know, Orange County's taking a lot of pride on doing the little things right defensively right now.
They are. Organized. Great run by Viadair, though, out wide. He's had a couple runs as of late where he's going to start causing a little bit of problems for Orange County out wide. Gets that touchdown, cuts it inside, creates dangerous opportunities for his teammates. Big corner here for Orange County. They've been under it a little bit. See how they deal with this one.
They've gone short. Now they send it across. Ross. Into a pocket wide from Desmond. Circulated off the crossbar and over the top. Trying to catch Shuttler sleeping. And that was a pipe dream from Jack Gurr.
Jack Gurr picks his head up. Good ball out wide. Picks his head up. Sees the goalkeeper maybe cheating a little bit. Was this a cross? Was this a cross? Was this a shot? Not really sure what he was going for here, but if you're the goalkeeper, you got to be aware of this now. You know that he's a dangerous player out wide. Ball whipped in dangerously. Maybe caught off a little bit off his line. Lucky that the crossbar bailed him out, but you got to be aware of that if you're a goalkeeper, not stepping too high in those dangerous areas. Good, dangerous ball in. Again, not sure if it was a shot, not sure if it was a cross, what exactly he was going for, but put the ball in frame, put the ball in dangerous areas, and things could happen.
Well, if it does go in, it goes to the dubious goals committee, but in the end, it's nothing but a off-kilter Schross.
They all count the same.
They would. Alas, Sacramento trailing since the 5th minute of play. Milan Olaski, a laser past Carlos Saldana. Orange County looking for what would have to be the upset of the year to this point, with a long way to go against this powerful Sacramento group. Lifted in long by Wheat. Shuttler will take it off the dribble. Hey fans, OCSC has new premium seating options for the 2023 season. New GA box just above the bleachers, and new field box sections are now available. And it now makes 4 premium seating experiences at the Champ, along with cabanas and field MVP seating. Book your experience today. OrangeCountySoccer.com/premium. Sacramento constricting. That's one too many. Turn over to Ross. Lewis rolls it across. Cicerone! Well, when it seemed like he just hasn't missed, This one he drags off target. And Sacramento spare Orange County their blushes.
Dodged a bullet here. We haven't really seen much possession out of Orange County. They've been taking route one over the top. They get a little bit fancy in the back. That's a goal. That's a goal that you see him score all the time. Across his body, ends up in a dangerous spot. They're pressed. When they start pressing, if you're Orange County, they've had success going over the top. You don't want to get too cute in the back. Sacramento turns them over, and it almost costs them. They're dodging a couple bullets here right now if you're Orange County. It's time to get back in, get back to your block, get back to your game plan, because you can't get too cute in the back against a team like Sacramento.
Cicerone, 7 goals on the year. Joint second in the league. Ball slipped ahead. Nielsen, Saldana in command.
It's a good read there by Saldana. Sees the ball coming through, quick off his line, very decisive. If you're a goalkeeper, that first step off your line has to be the most confident step that you're taking. He has a good job there cutting that one out.
Lewis. Gurr for Lewis. Ross. Wheat.
This is where if you're Sacramento, you just got to stay patient. Keep them moving side to side. Good job by Cicerone there, popping into the gap, making runs in behind. But you just got to stay patient and try to move that block side to side. Keep them moving side to side. Pop in, pop out, get the ball in the middle, see if it creates runners in behind. But this is the key here. Just stay patient and wait for Orange County to overcommit so that you can find those gaps.
And there's that ever familiar ball up the line, Cicerone. Ball for LaGrassa. That was a no-go. Villader is there. Shuttler. Thumbs up from Gurr. And a player down behind the play, and that's not a guy you can afford to lose. Dylan Powers. Is he saying he just rolled it? One would hope so. Still no Andrew Fox, still no Morton Bjorschel for Orange County. If your Powers now, if the referee's going to bring somebody out anyways, Deshaun Beard, might as well just go down and take the moment.
Take a couple minutes to yourself to collect your thoughts a little bit. That's good patience by Sacramento. They're starting to find themselves into this game. Orange County's getting a little bit more stretched out as the game goes on. That happens, you get a little bit more disorganized. Sacramento doing a really good job of starting to move the ball side to side, trying to be very methodical in their possession and waiting for those moments to attack. I have a feeling Shuttler's about to have a busy last 15 minutes of this half.
So the AR ready to bring Powers in a moment. If you thought the last 2 minutes were fun, wait till you see the rest of the campaign. Don't miss a minute. The action in 2023. Road, home, catch nearly every second of the USL Championship season on ESPN+. It's the home of USL, La Liga, Bundesliga, UFC, and more. Sign up today, plus.espn.com. That got deflected en route. Desmond. It has been much more concentrated possession from Sacramento in the attacking half for, what, 5-10 minutes?
It seems that way, and they're doing a very, very good job here. You have to remain patient when you're dealing with this type of block.
Villader crossing. Herrera and Shuttler both went for it. Referee gesturing that it's going to be an Orange County free kick, and both players are worse for the wear.
A dangerous ball, but absolutely brave goalkeeping here by Shuttler. Really dangerous ball. You see the forward bearing in on you. No doubt in his step. He's very confident coming out for the cross. He gets that punch in. He gets a touch on the ball. That's brave, confident goalkeeping. Whenever you're dealing with somebody running right at you and you're going straight for the ball like that, you know you're going to get hit. You know you have to get a touch. Hopefully both players are okay. Very, very brave goalkeeping there.
Joined by an MLS goalkeeper, Jeff Attinella, Mike Watts. That mind as a goalkeeper, have to think that's the most terrifying part of your job description, coming out on those dangerous 50-50 crosses.
Absolutely. It's one of those things where you have an eye to the ball, right? You see the ball coming in. You know that you're going to go for it. He's very confident in his first step. I say this all the time about goalkeeping. If your first step is a direction that you're going to go, the last thing that you want to do is be a little bit hesitant, especially in a moment like that. So his first step, his first mindset was to go for the ball. He confidently goes for the ball. He confidently gets a touch. And he knows he's going to take a hit. That's part of being a goalkeeper. Forward's coming in. He's a free runner. He's going for the ball. He has the right to go to the ball as well. Confident first step. And that's just part of the position. You know you're going to get hit. You know that you're going to take your knocks. But if you're going to be brave and coming off your line, we've seen that Shuttler likes to come off his line. He's brave coming off his line. He likes coming off his line. And if that's how you're going to play, you know that you're going to take those types of knocks. But it's important that you get touches to the ball and you kind of go about the approach with no fear. And that's exactly what we saw there. Both players are okay. I'm sure it was just a little bit of a knock, scared him a little bit more than anything. But that's brave goalkeeping. And if you're going to beat a team like Sacramento, if you have a chance to beat a team like Sacramento, those are the types of plays that you need to make.
And good to see Herrera's back up and moving. 2 goals in the Open Cup against the Rapids. Something that Mark Briggs has been adamant was coming. Tossed out by Saldana. Both reserve goalkeepers in with Vidiello and Cropper getting the night off. Those two backstopping teams in very different form. 1 win for Orange County this year. Sacramento without a loss. 35 minutes in, and it's been a surprising start. Cicerone. That was a searching ball for the interior Gurr. Olowski ran beyond him, shadowed by LaGrassa.
We talked earlier about both goalkeepers not having as many minutes, right? Maybe not having the type of rhythm that most starting goalkeepers have when you're playing games, when you're getting into that rhythm, especially at this point in the season. But for both of them, they've been playing very brave off their line, which is a sign that they're confident coming into this game. Especially for a backup, the last thing that you want to see is somebody who's a little bit afraid of a moment, afraid to come off their line. But from both goalkeepers, we've seen that they're very confident in what they're doing right now. And that's a good thing to see. You want to see that out of your backup goalkeeper. You want to see that out of a guy who's trying to fight and earn playing time, because you want a guy back there who's confident in all of his decisions.
Pressure arriving via Dare, and Lewis now combining to take it away. Zico Lewis toward Gurr. Again, he's tucked way inside. Ross chips it for Cicerone, making the run across the face of goal. That'll be a corner.
Orange County has to be a little bit smarter here when dealing with their possession, especially in their back half. Sacramento is throwing numbers forward. Anytime that Orange County starts trying to possess the ball, Sacramento is pressing and throwing numbers forward. And that's 2 or 3 times now, at least in the last 10 minutes, that they've turned the ball over, and it's created a dangerous chance for Sacramento. If you're Orange County, go back to what you were doing in the first 15, 20 minutes. Playing that long ball, trying to find your target forward, reestablishing your pressure higher up the field. This possession back here is getting them into a little bit of trouble, and Sacramento is just throwing these numbers forward. They have to be very careful back here, because this is a dangerous part of the game.
Lewis teased that up nicely. It was hit toward the back post. Cicerone, that's straight off the training ground. Soars up from LaGrassa. Ball through. Lewis lost his footing. That's of his own volition. Pops it up. Header looping over the crossbar from Russell Cicerone. Go back to that corner.
You said it yourself, straight off the training ground. They obviously saw something in the film. Cicerone gets a good look, good defending there by Orange County to make sure they get the block in. A little bit of slip here. It was a good run here by Lewis. Good cheeky ball chipped in. Lewis is doing a great job of running to the corners. He's done it on the left side, he's done it on the right side. He's making these runs behind the back line, which is causing trouble for Orange County. Good job finding these open spaces, and keeps putting dangerous balls in from either side. We're going to see a lot of that in this game coming forward, especially the way that Orange County likes to defend. They're going to have to defend in the block. They're going to have to defend strong in the box. It's an important part of this game for Orange County. That these are the situations they're going to have to deal with, but Lewis is doing a great job of finding these little pockets.
Trying to find that extended wing back with the Republic here. This is a big game for Zico Lewis. Chance to get the start here on the road. Rodrigo Lopez now down for a few weeks, and there's 2-3 guys that Mark Briggs pointed to as I could be next man up to try and fill some of the massive gap that Roro's absence leaves this team. That's Olaski with a push into Wheat. And one of those names was, in fact, Zico.
And so far, he's been up to it.
Yeah.
Dangerous runs, creating dangerous chances, strong on the ball.
You know, the big question is, you go back to his time in Charleston, he was asked to be really, at times, the sole midfield creator for the Battery. And here, there's so much more box-to-box work that has to be done to be deemed successful. Cicerone, and that's a foul with Cicerone going over the back.
Cicerone makes some really smart runs. He's always kind of checking off of that defender's back shoulder. Don't get the full replay on this one, but that is a foul there. Good pressure there by Cicerone, but he's making very dangerous runs. He's really smart in the way that he times his runs. Every time you look up, he's making a run off that defender's back shoulder, which is giving that team an option, makes it hard for a defender to track him.
Meanwhile, Powers is looking around like, come on, that's it. He's gotten the worst of this game.
Powers at center backs definitely speaks to the versatility of him as a player. I know when I used to play against him, he was playing forward, so he's made his way all the way. He went from forward, back to the midfield, all the way back to the center back, so very versatile player.
Rookie of the Year as a first-round pick in 2013 for that Colorado team that surprised for sure. That's one too few for a card, I think, for Milan Olaski.
Notre Dame guy, Powers. We used to have some battles back in college.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Olaski angles this out. I mean, when he went to Notre Dame, he arrived as the National High School Player of the Year leading into it.
Those are the days where the Big East was the Big East of old, you know?
Yes, the good
traditional
Big East.
The traditional Big East. The good old days.
The one that had like Virginia Tech in it, that Big East.
Not that
Miami?
far back.
Yeah.
Not that far back.
Okay.
Before football came in and just blew everything up.
I think I know. Have you seen the ESPN? It's on this same app, the Requiem for the Big East documentary.
Oh, yeah.
Brilliant. But nothing about men's soccer in it at all.
It was a good conference back then.
It was.
I'm sure it's still a very solid conference now for men's soccer. I haven't kept up with it the same way, but
Georgetown, Creighton, Seton Hall's on the up and up. Dave Mazur's had St. John's always there. UConn, come on.
UConn. Dave Mazur games at St. John's, playing on top of the
parking garage.
Oh man, that was the first. Them and UConn was the first time I ever got the real experience of being heckled, and I have some good stories from that one. That was my first real experience of what it's like to be a goalkeeper when everyone's telling you how terrible you are.
Well, look who's laughing now.
It helps build character.
Here comes Orange County. A result tonight would be character building. A win would be season altering. And these are a critical couple of minutes remaining before halftime. Chata goes in reverse. Herrera endangered Orange County. Play on. Here come the Republic. Desmond. Gurr slipped that through. Cut back for Herrera. And the offside flag had gone up. The rotation from Sacramento when they get in possession is fascinating. It really is.
You could tell that this is something that they work on. Gurr gets the ball, he cuts inside. The outside winger knows that he needs to make that run behind. If you're Orange County, that ball can never get through. You have 2 or 3 defenders there that can win that ball and clear it out. But it works out. It works out for Sacramento. And Gurr is very dangerous. He's been dangerous down the line. He's been dangerous cutting in. You got to be aware. They're always running off the back shoulder. That's the one thing that I've noticed this entire half. Every time Sacramento is making runs inside the box, they're running off their defenders' back shoulders, which makes it tough for defenders. But if you're Orange County, you got to always have a little hand. You got to always know where that player is so that you're tracking these back shoulder runners, because eventually it's going to pay off for Sacramento when you're getting these types of looks.
Header snap back to Shuttler. You know, I remember talking to Jay Mims in 2021, I believe it was, about Damia Villader. And that was at Union Omaha in League One. He goes, it's beyond me how he's not in the championship yet. And look at what he's done. Ball through from Moloski. Was met. Moloski trying to knock it free, knowing he's probably a foul from a card. He did his job, but it ultimately ricochets out to Cicerone and gets sent back to Shuttler. Sometimes guys just need an opportunity.
A lot of times guys need an opportunity, and once they get that opportunity, they're able to make the most of it. People start to learn, right, what the coach has seen for a long time, and you know, it's always fun when players make the most of their opportunities like that.
Shuttler.
Orange County has to be more careful with this possession in the back. They have the lead. They have the 1-0 lead against the top team in the league. Now's not the time to get crazy with the ball back here.
Flick on, that didn't go. Half a minute into the 3 added minutes.
I understand what Shuttler's doing there. He's opening up. He's trying to create an angle for his defender, but at the same time, you have to make that eye contact with your center back. Your center back has to know if you're a goalkeeper and you're moving away from the goal, trying to get yourself in position for that pass, there has to be that little bit of eye contact so he's on the same page as you are. Because I've seen so many goals, right, where the center back doesn't pick his head up, he assumes that you're in front of the net, but you've moved to create that angle. Before you can make that step, before you can make that movement, you have to make that type of eye contact, or you have to get some type of recognition that he knows that you're moving out of your position. Even though it is to try to support and try to give a better angle, they're expecting you to be in front of the net unless you're giving them a mention like, hey, I'm moving here, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. Because we've seen so many times where center back plays the ball back, goalkeeper's not standing there, and everyone's looking at you like, what were you guys thinking there? It's just a little bit of a miscommunication. That could be from the lack of playing or just a lack of a different type of style, but you got to get that little eye contact with your center back anytime you're moving away from your goal.
Villader. That's across the face of goal for Saldana. Nearly turned over if not for Gurr cutting in. In doing so, he's opened the door here for Ross to lead the charge for the Republic. Got it wide. Angling into Lewis, who turns, fires, and deflects off of Knockham for a corner.
This ball starts all the way in the back. Gurr plays an incredible one-touch ball out of pressure, finds the open midfielder. Lewis gets the ball on top of the box. He has eyes for his goal, but I think if he turns and he just picks his head up, he has Gurr out wide. Good build-up play there by Sacramento. One more pass, and I think Gurr has an open look on net. Reward the man who plays that incredible ball and makes a run down the field. But, you know, we've talked about Lewis trying to make an impact on this game, so he has an eye for goal. I don't ever blame a forward when they want to score a goal, or I don't ever blame an attacking player when they have eyes for the net. But he picks his head up, he sees Gurr. Maybe a layoff there will give their team a better opportunity. Incredible ball by Gurr, though, to hit that with his outside foot, bending into the middle, finding the space out of pressure. That's next level stuff right there.
Cicerone rolls back. He's the one who played into the feet of Lewis after that initial ball. It's a matter of seconds now. Referee appears set to let this play on. Taken back here by Sacramento. Well, so much for that, and that may well take us to the half. That appears to be one where no one's satisfied.
That looked like a foul that came from the fourth. A little bit of a delay. Fourth probably gave him a little bit of a nod. Coach sending the goalie. Coach sending the goalkeeper back. Get back, get back. Nothing good. Last kick of the half. But nothing good can come of this. Let's send you back.
Well, Milanowski, anytime he touches the ball, it usually ends with something good. He's got his 4th goal of the season. Last year's Golden Boot winner, less than 5 minutes in. We'll give you full thoughts on that first half, a look at highlights, news and notes from around the championship, and more. Halftime is presented by IPA Physio of Orange County. OCSC trying to protect the dying embers of their season, perhaps. All they've done is grab the lead over the league leaders. It's 1-0 at halftime.
At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do.
So we're getting that house we told you guys about.
You're buying a house?
Yeah. Soldiers get VA loan guarantees.
Yeah, no money down.
Well, my office gives us free bagels.
That's cool.
Yes. I'll get you the file.
Sounds intense.
Clients. What do you do?
Retired?
Tech?
Nah, Army.
Huh. Check your spam folder.
One of the main treatments we work on with the players is treatments that focus in on lower extremities. We want to make sure that we maximize flexibility and minimize stiffness in the hips and legs. During the session, we incorporate stretches, IASTM, percussive therapy, and cryotherapy. The session is really tailored to the needs of the athlete being treated.
Recovery is a crucial part of every athlete's performance.
We're excited to be working with OCSC again to help the team recover throughout the season.
Welcome back to beautiful Irvine, California. Halftime is presented by IPA Physio, the official physical therapy partner of OCSC. A 1-0 lead for the home side right now. Let's show you the upcoming schedule for Orange County. It is presented by Destination Irvine. Destination game, Phoenix Rising over the weekend. They're having a barbecue right now down in Phoenix, and they're watching this game. I guarantee it. At Miami the following week, they'll welcome RGV on June the 3rd, go to Colorado Springs, then head to Tulsa. It's a difficult upcoming schedule with most every team on it on the upswing at present. All the while for Sacramento, they've got the target on their back. After all, their only loss is the First Division Colorado Rapids. They do in fact survive tonight to be 10 unbeaten to start the year. They'll host Oakland, the battle up in Northern California, and then head to a 3-game road swing, 2 on the East Coast in back-to-back weeks, Hartford and Tampa Bay, before heading south to San Diego. All the while here in Orange County, it is 1-0 to the home side. That'll sell a little more merch. Halftime brought to you by IPA Physio. We continue our coverage after these messages and a word from your local station.
We all have goals. But let's be honest, most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Are you ready? Ready for more of the game you love? Ready for more players and more teams? Ready for more stadiums, for more fans in more cities? This is a different league. The USL Super League. Built for the future of women's soccer. Bridging the journey from youth to pro, connected to the global game, and bringing it all closer to home. Are you ready?
We all have goals. But let's be honest, most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
We welcome you back to Orange County. Halftime brought to you by IPA Physio, the official physical therapy partner of OCSC. Be sure you're back here at the Champ Saturday, May 20th Community Night. The Black and Orange take on, well, Red and Black, Phoenix Rising. It's presented by True Path Loan. Available at orangecountysoccer.com/tickets. Let's show you news and notes from around the USL Championship and beyond. Super League has arrived August of 2024. 8 teams have already been announced to begin in the first campaign on the international calendar. Carolina, Dallas-Fort Worth, Lexington, Phoenix, Spokane, Tampa Bay, Tucson, and Washington, D.C. Number of teams already affiliated with USL Championship sides, including the new group in charge of Loudon Attain Sports and Entertainment, and the Phoenix Rising ownership group involved. Only one undefeated left. Will it remain Sacramento? All the while, 2 teams left in the Open Cup. Who carries the mantle that Sacramento vacated come the final last year? Pittsburgh and Birmingham still alive. Wouldn't it be ironic if they found each other in latter stages of this tournament? Seemingly always in the cup games. All right, let's show you the scores. They're brought to you by Euro Soccer Trips. Louisville City, a 3-1 win on national TV. Resounding stuff from Danny Cruz's side on home field in front of 11,000 fans and 323 canines. Pittsburgh, a 2-1 win over Birmingham. Those are the 2 sides remaining in the Open Cup. San Antonio utterly whomps Charleston. No one saw that coming. And Phoenix, a much-needed 3-1 win. They concede the opening goal at the end of the first half to level it, rather. Grab 2 goals late to ensure their place higher up the table. All the while, plenty of action coming up this week in the USL Championship. There is a game on Friday night. It is FC Tulsa and Miami 901 FC. Make it Memphis. May 20th, full slate, top to bottom. Starts with Charleston and Monterey Bay, 5 Eastern, 2 Pacific. San Diego heads all the way east to take on Miami. And Detroit trying to find their way out of the doldrums. We'll see San Antonio FC, first team they ever met in the championship. All those games on ESPN+. All right, Gnarly is having the time of his life. It is the best happy hour in all of Orange County. It continues after these messages.
From north to south,
East to west,
From Laguna Beach to Irvine,
De Buena Park a San Clemente.
and all 34 cities in between.
For the last 10 years, this has been
Orange County's own.
entertainment, community,
Campeones.
colors,
Crest Pro Soccer Club.
Orange County's own community kit.
A few years ago, I was making cabinets and somebody gave this idea like, hey, why don't you make your beautiful doors to fit IKEA cabinets?
You know, we care about everything that goes into making a door or a panel or a cabinet. Designing a kitchen or even remodeling it, it's a difficult process. We're here to kind of bridge that gap between the vision and realizing that goal.
We're able to make everything in-house, handmade, handcrafted, beautiful product.
This match is presented by West Coast Hibachi. Tasty hibachi-style cooking made from fresh local ingredients. And once again, the Noah Benadou Foundation wants to remind fans to never drive drunk and get home safely. Let's take a look at our halftime highlights. They're brought to you by Turf Newport Beach, Turf Gym located in Newport Beach. How about Orange County? We talked about Sacramento setting the tone of this game, but McNulty and, yes, Milanowski ensures Orange County starts right.
McNulty, a smart run behind the back line. You know that Orange County wanted to play these long balls early and often. Smart run behind the back line, patient on the ball, picks his head up, finds Olowski, who's the best player. It was a Golden Boot winner last year, makes no mistakes in front of the net, gets a little bit of deflection, capitalizes on the early goal for Orange County.
Well, this is Nielsen. If not for Saldana making amends, could have easily been 2-0 10 minutes in. Then Sacramento started to find their sea legs. This would be the combination down the left side. Damia Villadare from Cicerone looking for Lewis.
Picks his head up, has a good opportunity in front of goal. Ball goes wide. Good ball in across. Big block there by Orange County. Prevents a goal, which at that point in the game, if it goes 1-1, I think Sacramento takes all the momentum.
All the while, Desmond gets it wide. How about a service launched over almost from Jack Gurr?
Gurr puts his head down, plays a dangerous ball in. Was it a cross? Was it a shot? We will never know. Puts the ball on target. Crossbar bails the keeper out. Big opportunity there for Sacramento for nothing.
And then Sacramento creating this off the turnover. Lewis teeing up Cicerone.
Orange County getting a little bit too cute in their possession of the back line. Cicerone dodged a little bit of a bullet there for Orange County. He usually makes no mistake in front of the goal. Picks his head up, tries to drive it across the net, misses just wide.
Here are your halftime stats with a beautiful palm tree behind it. Savi Law presents a 1-0 Orange County lead. Sacramento more the possession, more shots. Now can they make more of it?
They're starting to impose their will. We talked about that early in the game. They go down 1-0. Orange County is trying to maintain in their block, but Sacramento's starting to impose their will on this game. They're keeping possession. They're moving Orange County side to side, getting more shots, getting more looks on goal. I'd expect more of the same in the second half, but if you're Orange County, you got to be disciplined and you got to stay organized, especially trying to nurse this 1-goal lead.
So Brent Richards will come on. Bryce Jamison will enter. That's it for Mark McNulty. He's only played 155 minutes this year. He's now up to 200. So Jamison steps in here. Richards will step in a little bit deeper on the field. And Owen Lamb had only played 22 minutes in his debut last week. He comes off. So two like-for-like changes on their face.
These are big subs for Orange County right now. I thought McNulty was doing a great job, especially in the game plan of getting the ball long and trying to be strong in that hold-up play. Obviously, it was something that was probably planned before the game. You're managing minutes, people coming back from injury, so you have to manage those minutes. But these are a couple big subs because those were two big factors in the first half for Orange County.
So here we go underway. Bad news for Brent Richards as this sub brought to you by MetaQuip, turning setbacks into comebacks. He will not get to the 15,000-minute plateau tonight. He needed 68 minutes to do it. All the while, Zico Lewis making friends right off the bat. He's picked up a yellow card.
Setting the tempo for what the second half is about to be. A little bit of a late challenge there. Gets a little bit more foot than he does with the ball, but early yellow card, setting the tempo for what Sacramento's trying to do in the second half, which is impose their will on this game and try to get that goal back.
Yellow card is by SoCal Gas. There's Gnarly. He is living his best life, huh?
What an incredible, incredible mascot.
He missed his birthday. That was back in March.
How old is he?
That's actually a question I never asked. That's outstanding.
Probably as old as the club, I would imagine, but
I don't think he.
Or where did he come from? We don't know.
That's correct.
We don't know how. We don't know how old.
He may have made his way into this club.
He just looks like he's loving life.
Reaching the end line. That's going to get out and be a corner. Nothing Gnarly can do about that. Will be a corner here for Orange County early in the second half. True Path Loans corner kick.
This would be a huge statement here for Orange County if they can get something off of this early in the second half.
Milana Losky. I had Knockham as a target. That gets out. So the County Line Coalition behind the goal, you know, really kind, fun-loving people. But Saldana shouldn't expect a free ride back there. You were talking about goalkeepers getting flack at road games. And then you tried to explain to me at halftime. I'm like, save the rest of this for when we get on air. Stores is not friendly to goalkeepers, huh?
Stores, Connecticut is not friendly to goalkeepers. So when I was in college, it was my junior season, one of the first times I really had to deal with heckling as a goalkeeper at that level. And all I heard about leading into going to UConn for my first time was how hard they are on goalkeepers and to be ready for it, be ready for it. We're going into the game, warm-ups, there's no crowd there. I'm thinking, oh, okay, they were just kidding. This is going to be an easy game for me. About 5 minutes left in warm-up. A mob of 100-plus students comes walking up. And I'm hearing the chanting, I'm like, what are they saying? I see them coming, they're wearing paper bags, like, what's on their head? And I start hearing the chant saying, who's your daddy? And about 50,
danger. That's a good recovery to slide in to deny Jamison.
To wrap up the story, about 50 to 100 UConn students found my dad's Facebook picture, put it on paper bags, walking up wearing them on their head, and they're just chanting, who's your daddy for the rest of the game while wearing my dad's face on paper bags over their heads. It was a good welcome into the world of what it's like to get trash talked as a goalkeeper.
That's a good recovery by Donovan. County Line Coalition typically stays above the belt with that kind of stuff.
In college, it's, you know, college students can be a little bit ruthless.
They can.
In their smack talk.
True Path Loans corner to come. Let's see how ruthless Orange County could be in front of goal, something that they've really tried to focus in on. Jamison's provided a short option. Shata's disinterested. Delivers the cross. Olaski. And that's gone awry.
I like that from Olaski. I always enjoy when you play a corner, the ball gets cleared out, you recycle the ball back into the box. You have your big guys up, you have your center backs up. Don't get too cute. Put the ball back in the box, try to put it back in the mix and create something dangerous when you have your center backs up there.
Jeff, just so you know, for your own edification, is this ball lined in behind. It's a clever chested ball back by Richards. Brent Richards will line this up. Circulated through Chata. Never reached Jamison. A member of that mob that you mentioned just texted me and said the story is completely true.
Yeah, listen, I'm not. I can't make stuff like that up. I can't make stuff like that up. Please tell them that I appreciated the welcome to Stores Connecticut. It was a nice way to welcome me for my first time.
Well, if done right, you know, you go to stores and you get a win with that going on, it turns you into a real mentality monster.
I think I went 0 for 6 at Stores Connecticut, so I think that they got their job. I think that they did their job.
Fair enough. Ball driven away. I mean, Ray Reed and Joseph Maroney, I mean, they didn't lose many games. I know this is a lot of East Coast college soccer talk, but I think the point stands. This is Bryce Jamison.
Maybe we're helping fans out there on the West Coast learn some notes of how to really get into a goalkeeper's head.
Yeah. So Jamison, of course, is going today. Notably, Corredio is still away, the 19-year-old in Argentina with the under-20s. What that looks like going forward remains unclear. The finalized roster hasn't come out yet. True Pavlone's corner yet again.
I like this from Orange County early. They're coming out of halftime, putting pressure on Sacramento, not sitting back. They're pushing for that second goal.
Malosky, high arcing ball. Cicerone was trying to streak away. Angling through Malosky. Appeals all over the place. Did that hit an arm? Referee says no way.
Malosky is so dangerous on the dribble. He gets the ball, goes to take on defenders. So dangerous when you're able to keep a defender on their back foot like that. Receives the ball, dribbles at pace, head down, going for the hit. Ooh. He might have a case there.
Well, that arm doesn't lead to a chance, but these arms might. The long throw by Richards. Scott lines it at Saldana. He turned absolutely nothing into something.
Well done there by Saldana. Didn't look like he'd have an opportunity to get a shot off. Ball pops out. Good control there. Well done here on the two-touch dribble. Well done by Saldana. It's tough. It makes it look easy, but it's anytime you're dealing with traffic like that, to control your rebound as well, it's not as easy as it looks.
That back heel is excellent if it stays in. It does. It does not. Malosky reached deep in his bag on that and sent Dogman running. But alas, by the time he had fetched it, it was already over the line.
They should have called that inbounds for the handball earlier. Let that keep playing on.
You're saying that there's a little...
Give him a little makeup call there. That was pretty skillful. We could have seen that on the highlight reel.
Now it's lost to the sands of time. So too that from Villadere.
Great sustained pressure here from Orange County coming out of halftime.
Played under the flag of the California Republic on this Wednesday night. Two Golden State rivals, both former champions, 8 years apart. Orange County and Sacramento. Milan Malosky, the earliest goal of the season for OCSC, 5 minutes into the match. Sacramento trying to find a just response. Gurr puts it in play. It's done so excellently. The cutback couldn't sneak all the way through. Donovan. Ross. Dicing through lines. Into Villadere. Through by Lewis. Villadere. Jamison under it.
That's well done there by Villadere, creating that width. He plays the ball in, knowing that he's going to make that overlapping run, trying to create space for himself in behind. The final product wasn't there, but that's a great dangerous run, getting himself wide and connecting with his inside players. creating a little bit of width from the outside back position.
Orange County trying to press in unison. Herrera. If you're Sacramento, do you sort of rope-a-dope at this point in time and sort of allow this to go on a few minutes longer? You and I had the loud New Mexico game earlier. New Mexico won that one, but spent the better part of half an hour waiting for them to stop throwing punches at one another.
I think if you're Sacramento, you're realizing that the tempo of the game right now that...
Watch out, this hit from distance. Saldana leapt up for it. There is a corner to come. Milan Olaski saw that get touched somewhere along the way.
Olaski does a good job here, controlling the ball. Quick turn, not afraid to hit a ball from deep out. Takes a deflection that had eyes for the goal. Would have forced the keeper to make a save, but back to your point, if you're Sacramento, this is kind of like the start of the game. You got to weather the storm. Orange County's coming out of halftime. They're fired up. They're at home. They're chasing that second goal. Weather this initial storm, try to get through it without giving up another goal, and then let the game kind of settle down again like it did towards the end of the second half. But right now, all the credits to Orange County. They came out of halftime. They weren't sitting in their block. They're pressing a little bit higher up the field, and they're really on the front foot for the first time this entire game, where they're continuing this sustained pressure, wave after wave of pressure, and making Sacramento defend a little bit, which was something we didn't see much in the first half.
Ball floated. That's cleared. It's short-lived. It's hit by Dogman. Asking some questions here for Shuttler. Got to get that right.
I used to hate those back passes as a goalkeeper. That's like the, here, you deal with it. You could deal with this back pass. Shuttler does a good job there, staying high and just getting a foot on it, but those back passes where it's almost like, I'm in pressure, so I'm just going to loop it back to the goalkeeper. Here's a nice bouncing ball for you. Those were always tough to deal with.
Desmond, for Sacramento team that now for just the second time this year trailed entering the second half. They got a draw the previous time. Orange County unbeaten their last 9 when leading at the half, but they've only won on 3 occasions. That's it. Dates back to April 24th of last year. Only led at the half 9 times in nearly 13 months.
Knowing that, I'm impressed by how they've come out at halftime. It's a situation being up by a goal. It's a situation that they haven't been really accustomed to coming out of the gate.
Nearly for Herrera, met by Knockham. Plenty of that from Wheat.
You love to see that out of your center forward. Strong on the ball. Ball comes in the air, 50-50 ball, holding off the defender, drawing the foul. Giving your team a chance to step up the field. Get control of the game a little bit. You love to see that from your center forward.
All the while, Powers has gone down for a second time tonight. Those taste any good? Did you ever need one?
I never cramped. I never cramped as a goalie. Never cramped as a goalie. Never had to do those.
There's the one-starred hoodie.
On his way to talk a little smack to the goalkeeper.
Where are their paper bags?
They didn't do their research. They didn't do their research. I mean, I've heard it all. You hear so much stuff. If you've played long enough, you hear so much stuff
As
back there.
As a pro, what was the toughest place to go be a goalkeeper?
Oh man. So I always had good games at Kansas City, but their fans always let you hear it.
The Cauldron.
Yeah, LAFC was tough. They would say things that would really cut down to your core, which you know, there's some things like that. I would always appreciate. You always appreciate good banter. Like if someone says something funny, I would give a little glance and acknowledge that it was funny,
Good.
But LAFC was pretty good at just like cutting straight to the core.
What's wild is they have 3,252 people doing it.
Yeah,
I mean,
it was
they're
a
all
lot,
in.
and they're all in unison too. And,
Yep.
it's just continual through the entire half that you're on that side of the field.
This is pretty good from Villadere, able to maintain and step inside. Picked off by Jamison. Scott for Kasipli. Did Portland at least pay you compliments?
Portland was in unison, and their chants, they would always say, when you were the visiting team, we'll let this build up a little bit.
Sacramento gets a shot away, and that's a laser beam well over the crossbar.
When you were the visiting team, my first time playing there ever, I got the start in goal. I was normally playing behind Ramondo at the time, but for whatever reason, I got the start. And nobody really warned me for what was coming. When you're walking into the goal, it's the first couple minutes, the entire Timbers Army just chants, dodgy keeper. In unison, dodgy keeper, dodgy keeper, dodgy keeper.
Excellent.
And it's good, you know, that's good banter, it's fun, but then they go into their songs, they go into the routine that they have, and to be honest, some of the worst insults I got were from crowds where there was not a lot of people in the stands, but there was like 3 or 4 people that would just stand behind the net and yell mean things to you the entire game. The chants and everything in unison I always thought was pretty fun because it made for the environment, and it echoed throughout the stadium, and it made for a fun environment. But when there's 3 or 4 people and the crowd isn't really that big and they're just sitting there personally saying mean things to you throughout the game, those were always a little bit tougher because everything just felt so personal when it's just like the one person talking smack to you behind the goal.
You know, they often say, you wouldn't say that to me if it was just us, but they do.
They do, because there's really not much to be done about it.
No. Subs are brought to you by MetaQuip, turning setbacks into comebacks. 3 changes. It's Aldair Sanchez coming in for Villadere, who is coming off an injury. Zico Lewis is replaced by Rafa Jauregui, and Luther Archimed replaces Sebastian Herrera up front. So you would expect, especially given the number of changes made in the lineup today, these largely are according to plan, just past the hour mark for Mark Briggs. There's Jauregui, first appearance of the season. He's featured in 16 games over the last 2 years, 15 in white.
These first 15 minutes or so, you're seeing a little bit of different things from Orange County. The first half was a lot of block defending in their own half. They're stepping up their pressure.
Little back heel, and the shot goes off the outside of the netting, and Milanowski is intent on a second.
He's been everywhere tonight. We talked about it before the game that he needed to be buzzing, he needed to be on the ball, and he keeps finding these pockets, he keeps finding himself with his foot on the ball. Dribbling at defenders, 1-2, nifty hold-up play there, well done. 1-2 passes, giving the ball to their target forward, making the runs behind. Just shifty movements that make it hard for Sacramento to track where he's at any time, because you know that he's a focal point of the Sacramento defense, but he's doing a good job manipulating with his dribbling, his movements off the ball, his one-touch passing. Everything that we needed to see out of him tonight we've seen so far through these first 65 minutes. Now, if you're Sacramento, if you're the top dog in the league, you're the top dog in the West, you got to figure out how Orange County's playing right now. They've stepped their pressure up a little bit higher. They're a little bit more on the offensive foot. Sacramento's got to get control of the ball, settle the game back down, and try to keep forcing Orange County closer and closer to their own box so they can start whipping in those dangerous crosses that we were seeing in the first half.
Back here by Desmond. So much of that came from Villadere. He had 5 crosses in the first half hour. Next closest player was Gurr with 2 at the time. We've obviously had to bring him off, coming off injury. This is Gurr floating. So can you get Sanchez and Gurr to create that same kind of wide area presence, right?
This is where if you're Sacramento, this is where you want the game to be played. You want to keep forcing Orange County back. You want to stay patient on the ball. Trying to find these wide areas, dangerous crosses into the box.
Great switch for Sanchez. They get another bite of the apple. The line stepped. And the line stepped just enough. Here's 2 changes for Orange County. So Brian Olosky will come in off the bench. Daniel Peterson coming in as well. Peterson's 2nd appearance off the bench, 6th of the year. He's come off an injury himself a couple of weeks ago. That's Emil Nielsen, who had that really great chance 10 minutes in to lob the keeper. Less since. The subs brought to you by MetaQuip, turning setbacks into comebacks. So that's a little more presence in midfield, and then
a little bit more defensive-minded with these moves. You're getting a little bit later into the game, still nursing that one goal lead.
Well, that's interesting. They changed the sub. We were told it was scheduled to be Seth Kasipley, but it was Scott who came off.
Maybe had a knock or miscommunication or something.
Well, you can see Kasipley there in the middle of your screen in orange. So apparently Morten Carlson's elected to go a different route here. Picked off by Kasipley.
That's an important win there, cutting out those passing lanes. That was an important win there in the midfield. Doesn't look like much, but you cut out those passing lanes, you stop a counterattack, give your team a chance to settle back into their block.
Donovan. Ball lifted in behind. That's Ross pushing on the front line. There much consternation. Mark Briggs looks just flabbergasted.
I think they eventually got that one right, though.
Agreed. Goodness, it took a little while. Cicerone. Gurr, player down for Orange County. Unclear what went into that, but it's certainly uncomfortable.
Yeah, it looked like a little bit of a late push there after he made the pass. Tried to create a little bit of space for himself. Hopefully nothing serious happened with that. Yeah, just looks to pass and move, create a little bit of space for himself. Gets a little bit of a nudge. Well done by the defender there. You feel that to the back of your that arm to your back, hit the ground. Ref's gonna call it every time.
Gurr, really interesting backstory coming out of Georgia Gwinnett in NAIA, picked up by Atlanta. After a couple years with the Georgia Revolution in the NPSL, on to Aberdeen. Just an unreal work rate. This guy runs 10Ks every time he's on the field, minimum, up and down that same line.
You can tell he keeps finding himself on the ball, whether it's in the defensive block, whether it's up higher on the pitch. Sometimes he's on the other side of the field putting in crosses. Plays a dangerous ball in too.
Last year started 29 times. This will be his 10th start in as many games. Has narrowly missed a minute to this point. He's only missed 5 minutes of the entire season.
That's pretty impressive. Those are goalkeeper numbers. Usually goalkeepers do that because they don't have to run as much.
Right.
Those are goalkeeper numbers right there.
Center backs don't want to hear it, but they're center back numbers too. This is not a change Orange County is looking to make right now. So Ashish Chata is coming out. He had about 50 fans at the Oakland game. He's from Fremont in California. Went to UC Irvine here in Orange County after a brief stint in the Bay Area with the Dons of the University of San Francisco. And he looks really uncomfortable. That's Ashton Miles coming in, a center back by trade who's committed to UCLA out of Orange Lutheran High School in Huntington Beach. Guy making his 4th appearance at the professional level and his 2nd consecutive appearance off the bench.
Big moment for a player in this position, especially any time that you're subbing into the game as a defender.
You would think that pushes Powers into midfield, right?
Yeah, that would make the most sense. Will they go a little bit more defensive with their lineup? We'll see how it all shakes out, but this is a big moment. I've always wondered what it's like to be a center back subbing into a game, especially when you're not up to the speed of play. You're up 1-0, you got to protect that lead. They got to get up to the speed of play quick because they're going to be under it pretty early.
Well, you've got Luther Archimed and Russell Cicerone breathing down your neck. Hey, fans, there is still time to go check out all the new merchandise for 2023. A new women's collection, new sweatshirts, new OCSC quarter zip. Over to OCSCshop.com to grab yours tonight. It's going to make it into the 3rd row.
Orange County's done a great job of keeping this game on Sacramento's half of the field, at least for the second half. They've really flipped things from the first half where they were defending in their own block for most of the game. They've stepped up their pressure higher up the field, really not giving Sacramento a chance to get comfortable on the ball.
Orange County, 5 straight losses, all competitions. Last time that happened was 2014, a club record 6-game losing streak. They lost 5 in their inaugural campaign in a row in 2012. That's what we're talking about here. 9 years since a run of form like this. And if they can take out the league leader on their home ground here tonight, give these fans something to latch onto. Quarter way through the season, enormous. Sacramento inching down to the end line, sending a dangerous cross.
We just talked about him. The work rate. Gets himself behind the back line, puts another cross in, creates a little bit of danger. Oh, and you hate to see this.
Chata being helped off. Orange County, hardly can I ever think of a team that's just been this snake bit with injuries, and usually it's been soft tissue stuff. This one looks far worse.
Yeah, especially something like that. It's just a little bit of a push after a pass. Nothing too malicious, nothing too bad, but clearly he wasn't ready to receive that little nudge in the back, and he was a little bit off balance, but you know, hopefully it's nothing too serious.
Set piece here for Sacramento to try and pull level. This is going to sit and get chipped forward. That asked a lot of questions. LaGrassa pitchforking that over the 6. Stepping through Desmond. Sanchez. Ball across. quarter hour here. Header snapped through. That finds Cicerone. Denied by Shuttler. The shutout intact. Out over the line.
Big time save here by Shuttler. Cicerone, one of the most dangerous attackers in the entire league, finds the ball, defender steps out, wins the header, creates space for Cicerone behind. Big save here by Shuttler. He reads the body of the attacker, sees that he's going across his body, stays strong, stays balanced, gets a big hand to it, puts it out for a good rebound. That's a big time, potentially game-changing save there by Shuttler. Huge moment for the goalkeeper.
Over the top again. Nothing there. Foot race. Saldana stayed. A push from Molosky. Yeah.
That's a foul there for sure. A little bit of a foot race, nudge in the back, tries to get away with it. Man, I still can't get over it. What a big time save there by Shuttler back on the other end. You have one of the best players in the league, ball at his foot on a breakaway, big moment. You know your team needs to get the win. Stays tall, stays balanced, gets his left hand down, and he puts the rebound out. He puts the rebound out for a corner, which as a goalkeeper, you don't want to leave those rebounds in the middle of the field. You want to put them out. You want to put them wide. That's a big time textbook save there. Huge for his confidence here in the last 15 minutes. Keeping your team in the game. That's what you want to do as a goalkeeper. Big save. Ooh, a little miscommunication.
Net is empty. Push. Referee says no, there's nothing there. Shane Wheat. After Saldana had vacated the goal.
Saldana caught way off of his line. Caught in the middle of no man's land. Almost cost him here. Back and forth action now.
Crowd here can't believe it. Referee says there's nothing in that. This is wild. Settled by Brian Olosky.
What a sequence here. 2 potential fouls, 1 potentially a penalty, 1 a dangerous free kick. Saldana caught way off of his line, caught in the middle of no man's land. If you're a goalkeeper, you got to be really confident if you're standing that high off your goal.
And now Carlos Saldana can breathe. And we can hyperventilate watching the replays.
Saldana tries to help his back line. Not a lot of communication. Big pressure here from Orange County.
Kasipli
coming off the back. A little bit of a nudge. I can see that called. I've seen that called before. Orange County has a little bit of an argument there. Man, Sacramento dodges a bullet. Lucky not to be down 2-0 after that one.
And if you're Milan Olosky, who put his hands on his face, he was saying, surely.
What was the same? We just saw the same. We just saw the same foul called against him.
But one's a foul, the other is a penalty that could essentially end it. That's it, by the way, for Matt LaGrassa. They brought on Arnold Lopez, who started every game of the regular season to this point, the holding midfielder. Sub brought to you by MetaQuip, turning setbacks into comebacks. I don't know, man. The sun's down. You know what that means.
USL After Dark.
Here we go.
Things are getting nutty. USL After Dark.
Kecko for Desmond, who goes 79 minutes in his return to the starting 11. Free kick, Sacramento. And that's the 5th and final change for the Republic. They've brought on Kecko, Lopez, Sanchez, Jauregui, and Archimed to this game. Jamison.
That pressure higher up the field. Sacramento's not really sure how to deal with it right now. They're a little bit nervy in the back. I think that missed clearance has thrown them off a little bit. A little bit nervy in the back, but Orange County doing a great job with this sustained pressure higher up the field. It's been this way the entire second half. I thought they'd come out at halftime, being in their block a little bit more, but they've really taken it to Sacramento in this second half so far. They're pressing for that second goal, which is something that you love to see. You're at home, you have an opportunity to get 3 points. They know they got Sacramento's back is on the ropes a little bit.
It's with Sacramento here. Surely they know a 1-goal lead. Hardly safe. Ball through. That's excellent. It's Richards. And put on target, but handled by Saldana. And Bryce Jamison still in search of his first goal of the year.
Big time step from the center back creates that second wave of offensive pressure, creates the opportunity. The shot ends up going right at the goalkeeper, but great big time step there by the center back to make sure that they're keeping that pressure on Sacramento. Now it's all about getting back in your block when Sacramento has a sustained pressure here.
Jeff, this game being this wide open has to benefit Sacramento, right? I mean, even though they're the team that's conceded the fewest goals in the league, nothing to lose now.
No, absolutely, absolutely. You don't want to, if you're Orange County right now, you don't want this game to be wide open. You want it to be under control. You want to be in their block. You want to make Sacramento have to beat you down, beat you with their passing, beat them with their possession.
All the while, OCSC knows it might just take one more. There are plenty of players behind, so Keko's going to get a card. That's his first foul of the game. But it's an important one. It's a tactical one, and it had to be made.
Yeah, it's a good foul. It's a good foul there. It's a good yellow card, but at the same time, if you're Orange County, they're doing a great job. They have their moment. They're in their block. They catch them on the counter. Dribble at pace, dribble at this back line, force them on the back heels. Make Sacramento make a foul like that. That slows the game. That probably kills 45 seconds off the clock. You have a chance to regroup. You have a chance to get your foot on the ball, put them on their heels a little bit, and just keep the sustained pressure. They're doing a good job. When they have the ball in their attack, they're keeping Sacramento on their heels. When Sacramento has the ball in possession, they're doing a great job of staying organized and staying in that block. This is the things that you need to do if you're going to upset the top team in the West, especially at home. They're doing a good job of using this momentum in their favor.
Keko, who once upon a time won the under-17 Euros with Spain. That ball lobbed along, and Saldana watched that bounce off the top of the net. Nothing doing.
Sacramento's a mature team, though. They were the best team in the league for a reason. I don't expect them to start lumping the long balls just yet. They're going to still keep playing their game, trying to keep the possession, trying to break them down. Until time keeps ticking a little bit, and if they're still down 1-0, I expect them to change that. But they're going to stick to their game plan here.
Scooped up by Kasipli. Keko's got to be a little careful. He's only just come into the game.
Understandably, this game's starting to get a little bit chippy. Fouls are starting to fly. Tackles are starting to get a little bit later. The ref needs to do a good job of controlling tempers here.
They're saying 7 minutes. There could be 7 minutes of added time, too. You never know. Gurr. High arcing ball toward Wheat. Header snapped down. Chance to recycle here. Arnold Lopez.
Gurr can really put in a dangerous ball from pretty much anywhere on the field. That was almost near half line. He still put it almost on top of the six in a dangerous area. You have to be aware of that if you're Orange County. Anytime he's on the ball, be aware of a dangerous cross in the box. It really doesn't matter where it is on the field.
Look familiar. Gurr. Evades. Down the line. Keko. Keko. Crossing. Leaping. Pops out the other side.
This is where you need your, if you're Orange County, this is where you need your center backs to be huge. They're going to put balls into the box. You need them winning these aerial battles.
Morten Carlson took over the team. He said he expected more from two players in particular. Your stars have to be the stars. Milan Alaski stepped up 5th minute, scored the goal. Well, the other was the center back, Marcus Knockham, of whom much is given, much is expected. Attack is on Jauregui. Rolls that off. This shot deflected. Falls to Keko. Keko skies it. Archimed getting under it. Ripped out of the air by Colin Shuttler, who's waited since opening day to get one more chance. Simply is down.
Penetrating ball, big time block here by the defender. Sacrifices his body, gets something under it, recycles the ball, tries to whip something in. Shuttler does a great job getting up, competing with that forward. Takes a hit, takes it to the ground. A little bit of time wasting here, a little bit of gamesmanship. The ball recycles, but they do a good job of sticking to their marks, and Shuttler does a good job of staying strong in the air. That's something that we've seen this entire game. Forwards are coming in. He's not afraid to put his body on the line. I think right here you're seeing a little bit of added time is going to be added to the end of this one with a couple cramps that have been going on for Orange County, but great last-ditch defending there to get your body in front of the ball.
Yeah.
To protect a 1-0 lead, those are the types of things you need out of your defenders. You need to be blocking shots, you need to be winning aerial battles, and you need to make sure you're on top of your runners at any moment because these crosses are going to start coming in hot and heavy.
Just simply hobbles off. Here's a look at that play between he and Nick Ross. He never got back up.
Nothing too malicious there. Just a little bit of a knock. I think we'll see him back in here buzzing in the next 30 seconds.
Yeah, this after Ashish Chata went down, appeared to get his ankle stepped on. He was carried by 2 members of the training staff down the tunnel and into the dressing room. It is your last chance to get your very own season tickets. Enjoy exclusive events, welcome gift, merchandise, discounts, more. Get them prorated for the rest of the season. OrangeCountySoccer.com/season-tickets. Lopez, foul. Lopez showing frustration alongside Peterson. The referees ripped his card out. Lopez, Peterson, both carded.
If you're Sacramento, it's late in the game. You got to be a little bit smarter with what you're doing here. It's a foul that wasn't really necessary. You had numbers behind the ball. You don't need to commit that foul in this moment. You end up getting a yellow card for kicking the ball away or pushing the player. I'm not sure which one, but you don't need to make that foul. With every foul, 30 seconds to a minute are running off the clock. You have numbers behind the ball. Now Orange County has time to get on the ball, takes their time. Time's ticking away. Just not a smart foul in that situation. See what we got here. Is he going to take a look on goal? You're going to have a hit?
Naka, Moloski, and Oloski. Milan's walked away. Brian hasn't really touched it yet. This is a very particular spot.
Yeah, it's one of those in-between spots. You could have a hit on goal. It's pretty far out. Goalkeeper have a good line on it.
Knockham lining it up. Knockham went for goal. That appeared to carry him off the wall. It did. It skids off that wall over top of the crossbar and a leaping Saldana corner.
He went for it, and he got a good look at it. It looks like he was going to get open down the wall. The wall does a good job of jumping, timing their jump. Goalkeeper has it covered, but most importantly, it's time ticking off the clock. Orange County maintains possession. They have the ball in the corner. Another opportunity, another 30 seconds going by.
True Path Loans corner kick. There it goes. Sent forward, Knockham. Orange County had a ton of numbers committed. Lopez for Gurr. Sacramento trying to keep their unbeaten start to the season alive. Keko. That's a goal kick. I have not been this excited to find out how many minutes of extra time we're going to get all season.
It's got to be anywhere between 5 to 7.
Yeah?
That's my guess.
Yeah, all right. We've got a ringer. 6 added minutes. The Tower Bridge Battalion has no reason to despair. It's hardly Sacramento's most difficult comeback, should they make it. For Orange County, this is a win that they have desperately, desperately needed. Even a point tonight. Something to show after 5 straight defeats.
Man, this late in the game, anything less than 3 points if you're Orange County is going to hurt.
Richards tried to slip it through. For Sanchez. Picked up by Jamison. Able to send it in behind Milan Olaski. Can Olaski put it away? Milan Olaski still. Saldana. It still hangs in the balance.
That's a great ball across by Jamison. He sees the space. He sees the space for Olaski. Great ball there to switch play. Olaski had him on the dribble. He had the look that he wanted. He took on 2 or 3 defenders. Wide open look at the box. Unfortunately for him, it went right to the goalkeeper, but that's a great look by Jamison. Control the ball a little bit, keep possession of the ball, keep your team on the ball, kill a little bit of time. Now it's all about getting numbers back behind the ball so that Sacramento can't catch you on the counter.
That's Gurr too far in front of the potentially offside Archimed. And Shuttler, who's come up with a couple of enormous saves, but also caused, I would think, Morten Carlson to lose several hair follicles tonight.
Yeah, he's played a little bit high off his line. I'm sure the coach knows how the goalkeeper likes to play. Had a couple of nervy moments with his feet, but I keep going back to that big save he had down to his left. Really changed the momentum of the game right there in that moment.
Rolled over by Kasipli. He's lost the handle. Keko. Turned over to Sacramento in the final third. Set up for Lopez. Found the width. Floated ball across for Ross. There's still 3.5 minutes left of this drama. Sanchez against Jamison. Settled by Keko. And line, Keko crossing. Header out for a corner.
Bodies are on the line. Center backs are flying. Got to win the balls in the air. Got to track your runners if you're Orange County. Can't lose your marks in these moments. Just a lot of last-ditch defending here going on in the last 3 minutes of this.
Gurr. Wheat. Cleared.
If you're Sacramento, this is where you're just throwing numbers up, throwing numbers into the box. And if you're Orange County, the hard part now is keeping track of all these different runners. You're not used to seeing 5 or 6 different guys coming into the box every time the ball goes wide. Got to keep track of your runners, got to win these aerial battles. And if you're Sacramento, just keep whipping the ball in the box and hope some chaos happens.
Another 2.5 minutes of Zulfagari injury time. Richards can win you 25 yards of field position with those arms. He can win you about 50 that way.
Zulfagari getting their money's worth this extra time.
Absolutely they are. And everyone at this point on the edge of their seats. Lopez. Will Olaski bring it to goal? That's Lopez. That's going to be Lopez getting a second yellow. He's been sent off. Lopez came on as a late second half substitute. He knew he was on the yellow. You could see him try to slow it down.
This is well done by Olaski. He sees the pressure coming. He knows exactly what the defender's doing. The defender has a bad angle to the ball. He takes that big touch. He knows that he's going to get hit. He feels the contact. He goes down. That's a great play by Olaski. That's great situational awareness. He sees that the defender has taken a bad approach. He's taken a bad angle to the ball. One long touch, he knows he's going to get run into. The second he feels him, he hits the deck. I'm sure he didn't know that he was already sitting on the yellow, that it was the exact guy, but that just changes the momentum of the game. That's really, really smart attacking football. Sees the pressure coming, takes a touch. He's not going to goal with that touch. He's taking that big touch so that he can get the contact, draw the foul, kill some more time. Really smart situational play there.
Sacramento down to 10. We've wasted about a minute's time with the yellow. Throw for Orange County, more time through the hourglass. And Lopez is set to miss the game against Oakland on the 20th. With that red card now.
Two bad fouls, two fouls that didn't need to be committed. You don't like seeing players missing time for things like that, but two fouls that really didn't need to be committed, bad approaches to the ball. That's going to be a tough red card to deal with. Really smart situational soccer there by Olaski, though.
Well, the crowd here can sense it now. It hasn't left this corner now for a few minutes. Is there any time for Sacramento? Is there a miracle to be had here at OC Great Park? That is full time, and Orange County knocks off the #1 team in the league to end their 5-game losing skid. And it's their Golden Boot winner with the Midas touch in the 5th minute. It's the Milan touch. Olaski, the goal Orange County needed, and they see it out against this top Sacramento side. Let's take a look back at the winner here from Milan Olaski.
Olaski, he did everything tonight. He was on the ball. He was dangerous in the attack. He was smart situationally. Makes no mistake about it. You give him the ball in space in front of the net. Makes no mistake about it. Absolutely blasted past the goalkeeper. The entire night, he was all over the pitch. He was on the ball. He was dribbling at defenders, keeping Sacramento on the back foot, creating chances for his teammates, creating chances for himself. We said before the game, the team goes as he goes. He set the tempo early with his early goal, and he continued it throughout the entire match, attacking at pace, putting Sacramento on their back foot. An absolutely big-time game in the most important moment so far in this season, and that's exactly what the coach asked for, and that's exactly what he delivered, and that's what big-time players do.
And that earns you the Northgate Market Man of the Match. Well, these County Line Coalition folk may have picked up a thing or two from you, Jeff. They know what it means. They know how badly Orange County needed it. There's the full-time score, believe it or not. It's brought to you by True Path Loans. And the Pulse game is coming up after these messages and a word from your local station.
Here in Irvine, there's something for everyone. You can satisfy your sweet tooth here or here. Cool off with freshly picked berries or catch some rays. Get some post-worthy views or rock out with your friends. Raise your adrenaline or just relax. It's master planned with you in mind. Irvine awaits.
When you are killed by a drunk driver, you become nothing but a stick figure on a police report. Your death will be a story never to be told by you, and justice will never be served. Last year, nearly 13,000 stick figures were drawn by officers after a drunk driving fatality. It will take everyone to eliminate drunk driving, so that no one ever has to tell your story from a police report.
The post-game is presented by True Path Loans. Orange County gets the win they desperately needed. And for the first time in about a month, happy fans and a happy end game here. Sacramento shocked. Fall from the ranks of the unbeaten 1-0. Mike, Jeff, here we go. Turf Newport Beach presents the happy full-time highlights for Orange County. Starting the 5th minute of play. This is McNulty combining with who else? Milan Olaski.
Long ball over the top. We talked about this in the pregame. They wanted to play the balls behind the lines. That's exactly what you got in the first 5 minutes. McNulty does a good job slowing the game down, holding the play up, letting Olaski get there. And like we said, he makes no mistake about it in front of the net.
How about Sacramento searching for that equalizer then for 85 minutes, including that Schross?
At the time, I didn't know if it was a cross or a shot, but after watching the whole game, I'm going to say it was a shot. Gurr had an eye for the goal, all night. Unfortunately hit the crossbar there, but he was putting in dangerous crosses the entire evening.
And as we got into the second half, maybe the best chance. What a save.
Big time save by Shuttler. Stays balanced, stays tall, gets down to his left, gets low. It's not easy to do. One of the best forwards in the league bearing down at you. Big time save to keep his team in it.
This would ricochet off of Kasipli. If he's able to chase it down in time, perhaps he can end it. Wheat with the contact. There's nothing in it.
A little bit of a nervy moment there for the goalkeeper. All's well that ends well for him, but anytime you have a missed clearance like that, it's going to be a panic moment.
This would ricochet off the wall over the top of Saldana. Appeal that was a handball. Referee disagrees. Go into stoppage time. And Orange County still in pursuit of the second that would put it away from Olaski.
Great job here by Olaski. Creating on the dribble, something he was doing all night. Doesn't have the finishing touch that ends up hitting the goalkeeper, but this is what he was doing the entire night. Dribbling at Sacramento's back line, making them make decisions whether it was a pass or a shot. He was the man of the match for a reason. He dominated the game offensively for Orange County, and that was exactly what the coach wanted to see from him. He delivered in the moment. He delivered in a huge game for them, and this is a massive momentum-building win here for Orange County. Where will they go from this? We're not sure, but the locker room has to be absolutely buzzing.
Savi Law Group full-time stats. Sacramento falls from the ranks of the unbeaten. Most shots in a game for Milan Olaski all season, and despite a season high in passes attempted, Sacramento on the road fall to Orange County tonight. Well, you'd say this win was pretty gnarly. Orange County gets their second of the year. A brutal start to the campaign. It cost the coach their job. And now, finally, some semblance of excitement again in Irvine, knocking off the #1 team in the league. Full-time score brought to you by True Path Loans. For Jeff Antonella, our entire team in Irvine and beyond, Mike Watts saying thanks for watching as Orange County wins it 1-0. Good night.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.